I asked if they had any of the Wolverine head popcorn buckets. They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't have any here either. He said, nope, we sold all of them the first day.
They don't think they ever had them here.
Oh,
They had the other one, the baby in the chair. It's like a
why didn't
popcorn
you get
bucket.
that one?
No, it's like $50.
What? Should have got it.
Like I don't give a shit. I've never gotten a popcorn bucket, and I'm not gonna start with the $50 one. That's some bullshit. It was a popcorn bucket and a drink. But yeah, I didn't
There you
get
go. It's worth the money.
$50. No, it's not.
I would have paid $50 for a collectible. Oh.
It's not a collectible.
It is because they once they
I
run out,
know.
that's it.
Chill. They're not selling out because no one's gonna buy that shit for $50. Wolverine
I
head.
would have.
Yeah, but you're fucking weird and goofy looking.
The fuck?
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 3 of
Oh,
Babel.
we're recording already?
Yeah, we're going.
Oh, okay.
We're season 3, episode 51, Babel podcast. Today, there's no Nicholas. He is in Texas. I think he's still in
Good.
Texas. Um,
Maybe I'll eat eggs over there.
Shut up, you fucking whiny rat.
What?
Anyway, Nicholas is in Texas, so he's not going to be here for this episode. He doesn't know that we're doing this either, so he won't know until this goes up on Friday.
It's
So,
okay because he wouldn't have been able to be a part of it anyway, so he shouldn't feel too bad.
but this episode is all Marvel related stuff today. We're going to be talking about some of the San Diego Comin Con stuff that just released. I'm going to give you some
Yeah.
Marvel facts. And then to end it at the end, we're going to go over Deadpool Wolverine. We both saw it tonight.
Right.
Hours ago. I guess I just finished it like 20 minutes ago. But that's how we're going to start this. Also, I'd like to say season 3, last season 2 was 25 episodes. Season 3 is going to be 50 episodes. It's going to
Oh, what?
yeah.
Okay. We got to up the stakes.
So I don't know. I don't have an end date, but it's sometime in 2025, like January or something. So it's gonna be a while. I mean, it's 50 episodes. It's nearly a year because it's every week. So it's
Strap
almost a
yourselves
year.
in.
It'll be way past January actually. It'll be like May when this shit ends.
Strap yourselves in. We're going for a ride.
But yeah, 50 episodes. Like I said, Nicholas isn't here. We did recently also all of us were all together, so we're not going to be talking about that today. We're going to be waiting for Nicholas to come back, so that'll be in the in the next episode. Next week we'll get Nicholas in on this, and then yeah.
Right.
And another thing that we did recently, well, not we, but you went onto another podcast,
I did.
and
That'll be released finally on Friday.
it was our kings. There's our king. His name is Boston. If you don't know Boston, like we talk about him all the time on the pod. He went on to the Chris and Katie show, I believe. Right? Was
Right.
that one?
Yeah.
So that'll be out this Friday, as in August 2nd.
When this comes out.
August 2nd. So if you're listening to this in the future, it's already out. I believe it's episode 12 of the Chris and Katie show.
Right.
So if you want to listen to that, that's what episode
It was
is.
fun. It was fun. No spoilers though. But it was fun.
So first thing we're doing is some Marvel facts. I think this is mainly the comic book it's going over. I don't know. These are just facts. I just searched Marvel facts and they gave it to me. So we're going to start. There's 20 of them. And yeah, we're going to go over all of them. I've never read these, so I don't know. I didn't go over them. I don't do that. I just get a link and we go over that. So, but the first fact, it would take approximately 1,156 days to read every single Marvel comic. There's around 37,000 comics with about 15 minutes to read each one of them.
50 minutes?
15 per
Oh,
comic, and there's 37,000 of them. But
god damn.
apparently, this is a second fact. Michael Jackson once tried to buy Marvel so that he could be Spider-Man. That didn't ever happen, so it's probably for the best. Would have been
Oh
terrible.
shit. That would have been terrible. You can see him just dancing around doing moves. Well,
But yeah,
it'd be the comic, but imagine they made it like into live action or a cartoon. He's just sitting there
that's what he wanted. He wanted to be
doing
live
his.
action. He wanted to take Toby's spot.
Oh my gosh.
But he tried buying Marvel in 1990. It just didn't work out.
It's probably when they were at their worst.
In the
When they
90s,
were they made some Marvel movies back then. They were really bad. I
the
think they
third
have like
fact.
an
Yep.
Avengers movie.
In the
And
90s,
yeah, Captain America. That's old shit.
anyway, the
It's
third
terrible.
fact. Okay, we get it. It's bad. The third
Shut up,
fact.
bitch.
The third fact. Doctor Doom inspired the creation of Darth Vader.
Think I heard that one before.
It says here
Not
Darth Vader
surprised.
is loosely based on Doctor Doom, who first appeared in Fantastic Four issue 5 in 1962. All right, number 4. Marvel Comics held a trademark for the word zombies until 1996.
Oh damn. I didn't know that.
Issue,
That means nobody would be able to use zombies.
yeah. If they had it,
That'd
if
be
they followed the
crazy.
release of Tale of the Zombie, trademark remained placed until 1996 when the popular zombie movies and sci-fi movies made it possible to retain. Anyway, issue 5, number 5. Mario, whatever the fuck, author of The Godfather, once tried to write a Marvel comic, and it was
Obviously,
unsuccessful.
I was gonna say obviously that didn't work out. I wonder why.
Mario attempted to create a storyline but found it too difficult and returned to novels and screenplays. Number
Interesting.
6. The character of Venom was created by a fan. Was created by a fan who entered a contest in 1982. The competition was designed to offer opportunities for aspiring artists and creative talents. Venom was created in exchange for a payment of $220.
That sucks. Look what Venom is now. That's tragic.
The artwork showed
Harder.
Spider-Man switching his usual suit for an upgraded black version.
Poor guy.
Number 7. Werewolves were banned in Marvel Comics. To get around the rule, writers conjured up new villains, including one form of a pterodactyl. And it was in X-Men 1996. Number 8. Marvel was the first comic publisher to give black superhero his own comic. That was Luke Cage. He was the first
Oh
black,
yeah.
the one that have his first comic at
First
least.
first black comic character.
I think it was the first comic to have his own comic.
Oh.
Number 9. Wolverine was originally supposed to be an actual Wolverine.
That would have been fucking funny.
Chris
Imagine that
Evans.
now.
Chris Evans turned
What,
down the role.
bitch?
Fuck you. Chris Evans turned down the role of Captain America twice. Now a
He
household
did?
name, Hollywood actor star due to his role as Captain America actually turned down the role twice before finally agreeing to take on the mantle. It is thought that he was uneasy with the idea of being catapulted to stardom.
Oh. He was being noble about it.
Number 11. Chris Hemsworth fought off competition from his own brother to land the role of Thor. What brother?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that one.
His
He also
brother
fought off
Liam.
Tom Hiddleston too.
Yeah,
That
his brother
fucking footage
Liam.
is awful. I don't know if anybody's seen that footage of Tom Hiddleston as Thor, but it is awful. It's on YouTube.
and he plays Thor in the movies as the character as Thor in the plays, like when they're doing those plays in the movies.
Oh, that's his brother.
Yeah.
Thought he looked familiar.
Number 12, Thor is the richest of Marvel's characters. Yep. Number
Who?
Thor.
Oh, Thor. He's the richest.
He's the richest character.
How?
Yeah. Thor is a god, a member of a royalty, and boasts multiple vaults packed with treasure.
Mm,
That's how it
I
says.
guess that makes. I guess that makes sense.
Jeremy Renner underwent training with Olympians to prepare for the role of Hawkeye. That was 13, by the way. So he got trained by Olympic archers.
It really shows in the movies.
Number 14, X-Men #1 is the best-selling Marvel comic. Sold 8 million copies.
I'm gonna need to get it.
X-Men?
Yeah, X-Men #1.
Good luck. Robert Downey Jr. was almost rejected for the part of Iron Man, but he was backed by Jon Favreau and went on to play the hero 10 times in 10 films.
We didn't wait. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say. I guess we did get 10 appearances. Kind of.
I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise was originally supposed to be Iron Man, but
Yeah.
then he took it, like rejected it or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Number
It would have been
16.
cool. It would have been cool if he was one of the variants.
Anyway, Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel superhero.
Let's go. That's just that's a fact. That should be #1 fact.
It doesn't say just the character in general. It doesn't say any actor. Nicholas, so calm down.
Yeah,
It's probably Tom Holland.
of
17.
course.
The most expensive Marvel comic ever sold was for over $1 million. Amazing Fantasy 15, which stars Spider-Man, sold at auction for $1.1 million in 2011. So it was a Spider-Man comic.
Just the better. It's just better in every way.
Number 18. Tom Holland reportedly found out he was playing Spider-Man on Instagram. It's not every day you land the role of Spider-Man, but Tom Holland found out in the same way as most of us, through social media.
Yeah, I remember that one. That
Number
shit was
19.
funny as fuck.
Yeah. Many of Marvel's superheroes have Irish heritage. Captain America, the Beast, Bullseye, the Iceman, and Daredevil all have Irish roots. Number 20.
You don't say.
This is the final one. The Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack was only the second to sell over 1 million digital copies. Disney's Frozen achieved the same target.
Frozen had a good soundtrack.
Right. Never heard it.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, it's enough of that.
Want to build a snowman?
That's enough of that.
Seriously?
That's enough singing from you. All right, that was all the facts. You guys want more Marvel facts in the future? We'll come back with 20 more. But
Or just another Marvel episode.
whenever the next movie comes out, we'll do it again. I don't even know what the next Marvel movie coming out is.
Captain America.
Oh yeah, probably that then. That'll be the next one. That'll be in February, but so we'll come back.
I think it spreads out. Spreads out.
And we
Unless
might.
there's a show in the works.
Only one I know of is Daredevil, and that's in March.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. This is a Marvel episode. There's a lot of Marvel things happening. The next thing on the list, we're going to start some Comic Con things. Probably the biggest Marvel related Comic Con related thing to come out for Marvel was Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doctor Doom in the next Avenger movies and for the Fantastic Four movie. Apparently, the
Right.
Fantastic Four movie. I don't know about that one, but the Avenger movies for sure.
I think he's in Fantastic Four to say. At least rumors say that he's part of their universe, and obviously he's coming from their timeline. So it's that timeline takes place in the '60s. So I don't know. I mean, I could see both arguments to the side of you know Disney seeming desperate to you know it actually making sense that he plays Doctor Doom. I don't know. It's kind of like I just think it tarnishes his Iron Man legacy just a little bit for people that loved Iron Man.
I have a theory that he's not actually Doctor Doom, that they're baiting it, and then when they show actual footage of it, it's going to be someone else, and they were just baiting him.
That's what I was thinking too. Or it's, I mean, if he's only gonna if he's only gonna be Doctor Doom for the three movies, there has to be like a real Doctor Doom. Like he's got to be some type of variant at least of the real Doctor Doom or something. Because I mean, why bring him? Why just bring him for three movies? People want to see a lot of him. I don't know too much about him besides like him being super powerful. Um, but I could just see both sides of the coin. Like I think they should have got somebody else. But I mean, from what I gathered from the nerds out there, Tony Stark does become Doctor Doom in a way. Um, in one of the comics or something like that. So it's not too out of the ordinary. But it seems a little weird, you know, that they would go this route. Um, I'm still looking forward to it. I mean, it'll be cool to see an Avengers movie again, especially with, after seeing everything like Deadpool, Wolverine, and stuff, which we'll get into, but just all the different characters that they have now. I think it'd be pretty cool to see them, you know, even though it's probably more likely to happen in Secret Wars because I think the Avengers Doomsday is supposed to be about the young Avengers. So, um, which is all like the all little kids, all those little kid heroes. So, still looking forward to it though.
And talking about Avenger films, they didn't. Well, they already announced Avenger films a long time ago, but since Kang isn't happening anymore, which I guess that's just completely done with. So if you did like Kang, it's not. I guess that's just done. So I guess consider
Yeah,
Quantum Mania where that storyline ends.
pretty much.
But
That
originally,
sucks.
originally, that one of the Avengers films was supposed to be Kang Dynasty or whatever, but now it's Avengers Doomsday, followed by Avengers Secret Wars.
Right.
So, and
I was looking forward to the King Dynasty one.
I think those start coming out in 26. The Doomsday comes out 26. Secret Wars is in 27.
I thought it was 25, 27.
The
Maybe it was
Doom
26, 27.
should be 26, 27. And then they also showed some Fantastic Four footage, not of the movie, but like I guess it's like a little trailer. They are skipping the origin story for Fantastic Four, probably because last time they made a Fantastic Four movie, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
bad.
so they're not doing an origin. So if you don't know the origin, figure it out. But so I guess when this movie, whenever it's called Fantastic Four, the I think it's just First Steps. It's Fantastic Four First Steps. Comes out in next year. No month. It's just next year. But yeah, there's no origin. So if you don't know it, figure it out. They go to space. Some shit happens. That's all you need to know. At least that's how it happened in one of the movies.
They got superpowers
And then they
from
also
going to space.
they showed Galactus a little bit. He's one of the planet eaters. I guess he's kind of similar to in Internals, that big tall fucker at the end that like dies or whatever. It's one of those, I think. I don't know.
He's like the eater of worlds, they call him.
It's like Pennywise.
Yeah. He's supposed to be pretty big. Top tier villain.
Galactus
Supposedly.
was in the 2006 film. I don't know when the second Fantastic Four one came out. The Silver Surfer one. He was in that, but he was a cloud. There you go. So this time
A
he's a actually.
cloud. Oh
This time
yeah, I think I remember that.
it was Fantastic Four Silver Surfer a long time ago. But yeah, he was a cloud in that movie at the end. And he was like controlling Silver Surfer or something. Oh yeah, Silver Surfer's in Fantastic this one, but see, it's a woman this time. It's not a dude.
Yeah, supposedly it's a different version of Silver Surfer. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know too much about Silver Surfer either. But yeah,
Uh,
hopefully third time's a charm with Fantastic Four. I didn't mind the originals. I mean,
but the first two from like 2005 or whatever were fine. The one that
yeah,
came out in like 2015, that movie was terrible. That movie is
yeah, it was
actual
pretty bad.
horseshit. That might be worse than Madam Web.
Listen, Madam Web isn't
Shut
that
up.
bad.
It's terrible. Anyway, I don't know anything. I only wrote down that stuff. I don't know if something else big happened at Comic Con for Marvel. I think they announced more stuff, new release dates. I think Blade is back on track to actually come out now. It was supposed to be out already.
Yeah, I think I mean, I think after seeing what we've seen in the movie, I think they should just keep Wesley Snipes. But it was. I mean, we'll get into it.
But yes,
Mm.
as of now, I don't know anything else. I think that's pretty much all the big stuff that happened. So, the
Yeah, I
main
think
big
so.
thing being Robert Downey being Doctor Doom. That's the biggest thing that happened. They didn't really do anything else.
My biggest thing is Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Seeing him as Doctor Doom is going to be crazy if that happens
I
because he
guess
was like
Spider-Man 4 is
a
also
mentor.
supposed to come out next year.
Yeah, they're in the works with that. It's been tight-lipped, but apparently they have a villain. They're trying to go Mr. Negative as a villain from the Spider-Man game.
Perfect. You just get the actor that played him in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't see why not.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want, we'll do a quick spoiler-free review of Deadpool Wolverine. But after when we get to it, we are gonna do heavy spoiler. We're gonna talk about the entire film. If you don't want to get spoiled, then you're gonna have to leave and then go watch the film and then come back. But first, we're gonna do a quick spoiler-free review. I don't know how we do a spoiler-free review. I guess just say how good it was. I'll give it. I think just going over the Deadpool films, it's definitely the best Deadpool film so far. And I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It was pretty solid.
I give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, I don't want to. I guess I'll save it for the spoiler discussion, but yeah, pretty much. I think the just a basic non-spoiler review would be just like them going. It's just he's fucking up the timeline. And TVA comes. You've seen it in the trailers. They're trying to fix. They're just trying to fix shit that he did. Kind of, not really. They kind of clickbaited a little bit with that one, but um,
If you don't know
yeah,
what the
I'd say
TVA is, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what the TVA is, it's in the Loki series, so watch that.
Yeah,
Continue.
the television
Time Variant
some
Association or
time,
something.
yeah, time variant agents or time variant associate agency, one of those. But yeah, it's a little bit. The trailers are a little bit clickbaity with it. Kind of make you think it's one thing, and then kind of like Madam Web.
Time Variance Authority. That's
Yeah,
what
I
it
always
is.
forget the name. I literally always forget the name of that. Time Variance Authority. They basically
That's
control the
yeah.
sacred timeline. Just if anybody hasn't seen Loki, uh, for whatever reason, yeah, the TVA just keeps the timelines in check by stopping variants from going into other universes and timelines.
But that's your
But
spoiler free review, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
I'm gonna change my rating to an 8.5.
I I have some gripes with the movie. I'm solid at 8. The movie was good though, but it was definitely an 8. I honestly think I like Deadpool 1 more, but I'm gonna save it for the spoiler.
All right, we're going in. If you haven't seen the film, leave now. This is your chance to leave. If you
No,
don't give
don't
a
leave.
shit,
Just mute.
don't mute. That's weird. Don't do that. Just stop. Just pause the episode, and then come back
Watch the movie, then come back to the episode when you're done.
and try to get one of those popcorn buckets, the Wolverine. They didn't have any at mine. I
Yeah.
was gonna get it, but they didn't have any. But if you guys have also, by the way, if you've seen the, we're in the spoiler territory now. So if, like I said, leave if you don't want to. If not, that's your fault. But if you haven't seen the Loki series, then don't worry. Pretty sure this movie happens before the Loki series does because spoilers for the Loki series. This doesn't. I don't even know what. We're not talking about the Loki series. The whole fucking point I'm saying is the timeline is still a thing in this movie, so that has to happen before the Loki. Because by the end of the Loki thing, it wouldn't make sense anymore. The fucking timeline thing just wouldn't make sense. So this has to happen before that. Is what I'm saying. Anyway,
Like season 2 or season after season 2.
like
I haven't seen season 2.
by the end of season 2, Loki is the holder of the time or whatever.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
We'll go over some Loki things. Basically, the tree of Yggdrasil or whatever. Loki basically turns into the tree and he controls time or whatever now.
Oh,
By the end
I'm
of
gonna
it,
have to watch Loki.
if you haven't seen season 1, it was Kang, a Kang variant that was controlling the sacred timeline, which wasn't really a sacred timeline. But
I
anyway,
thought he was controlling the multiverse.
that's just Loki. We're Wolverine and Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Say it right.
Fuck you.
Lock it in.
So this movie was originally supposed to be called Deadpool and Friend, but then but before the Super Bowl commercial came out, they changed it because people didn't like it because it got leaked apparently. So they changed it to Deadpool and Wolverine. That's one fact. Uh,
Honestly, the better title.
Another fact is originally Ryan Reynolds was going to make an entire movie, name it something else, but when people went to theaters to see that movie, it was actually going to be this movie that they saw.
That would have been awful. I don't think anybody would have watched it if it was just Ryan Reynolds.
It was bait though. You're meant to go to see something else, but then this movie would start playing.
That would cause a lot of issues.
It would have only worked for one night.
Yeah, that's true.
Would have worked for like an hour when people would start saying it.
Is one of the other facts that this isn't actually, I think they confirmed this is not actually Deadpool 3. It's like a spin-off.
We can add that to the
I
facts. Sure.
think they confirmed it like a while ago.
I think that's all my facts. I don't have any other facts. There might be other facts. I don't have any.
I know, well, at least That's the only one I know. I don't think it's actually technically Deadpool 3. I think that they said Deadpool 3 is still coming. It's just this is like side quest.
Okay, so this film starts with, I guess, if you haven't seen Logan, this movie starts in that area in the woods, and he goes to get his body. He goes to and he digs up the corpse, clearly dead, so dead that he's a skeleton, an adamantium skeleton. And then that's there's another fact coming up, but we have to get there first. Uh, but yeah, he's like they're all dig. I don't know if we should go through the entire film or we should just discuss points.
I think we should discuss points. Basically, I think we should start off with like the reason he's digging up Wolverine is because his Deadpool's universe is gonna cease to exist. The TVA's well, they lost
The
the
anchor
anchor was
body.
Anchor was Logan, who is now dead. In Deadpool's universe, the act the no, it's not the sacred one. They're trying to bring him to the sacred universe, the sacred timeline. But his universe is basically crumbling because Logan's dead, and he needs he needs Logan for his universe to survive and thrive and things like that to continue on. So that's pretty much the storyline of the movie is Deadpool trying to save his universe from dying. Um,
Before we go too far, there's still a fact in the beginning. So when he's digging up Logan's body and it's a skeleton or whatever, and then he starts doing the intro to the movie and the song starts playing the NSYNC song. If you go to that song now on YouTube, that fucking old ass music video from so long ago, they edited the title to say from Deadpool and Wolverine from the movie. So if you go on YouTube, it says it's from that movie now, even though it was years ago.
that's funny.
But yeah,
I mean, NSYNC is dope. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon like everybody else. I listen to some NSYNC now and then.
I
They
don't
have
know
some
if
bangers.
I don't know if there's really a bandwagon.
There's a bunch of people jumping on the NSYNC bandwagon right now.
Yeah, because of that.
Well, yeah, because of the movie. But
Anyway, but yeah, so Deadpool's trying to save his universe because Logan died in his, so his universe is basically ending. And the dude, forget his, what's the fucking villain dude's name?
the TVA guy,
The TVA guy. That
Paradox.
that's his name, Paradox. Paradox wants to end it early, so he pulled Deadpool out of it essentially. But then Deadpool decides I'm just gonna go get Wolverine myself. So then he starts going through a bunch of universes, finding the right Wolverine. And the first Wolverine he comes across is the 5'3" one. Which if you guys didn't know in the comic books, he is actually 5'3" and not like 6'2" like Hugh Jackman is.
That show is funny as fuck. That was great. A lot of people complain about that's the like that was a dig at them not choosing somebody who's actually short and ripped. So it was funny because they CGI'd his face onto somebody else. I think the whole body was CGI actually. Maybe it kind of looked like it, but that show was funny as fuck. But it
So
was
yeah,
cool to see all the variants of Wolverine.
there was the Henry Cavill variant. And they made fun
I
of DC
actually,
for a
yeah, that
second.
was funny as fuck. Yeah, that was funny as fuck. I actually didn't. I actually thought he did a pretty like. I mean, he's on the screen for like 5 seconds or whatever, but it was pretty cool to see him as Wolverine. And honestly, he could pull it off if they really went that way. I think. I mean, he's jacked, but he's fucking massive. But yeah, I mean that was pretty cool. I like the one where he goes and he goes into the universe and Wolverine's fighting Hulk. That shit was
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. That shit was dope.
Maybe one day we'll get Wolverine versus Hulk on screen. I think
That would
maybe.
be cool. That would be cool. Some of these like animated films, 'cause that's from one of the animated films, I think. So, or I guess comic as well. But it would be pretty cool to see it in live action, at least similar to like when Thor fought Hulk in the first Avengers movie. Maybe like a small fight like that. But Hulk is smart Hulk now, so it's probably never gonna happen because he's a pussy. But
Well, I guess if you've seen She-Hulk, he is normal Bruce Banner, and he
I
can go
haven't seen She
between.
Hulk.
He don't. But he can go. He can go back and forth between Bruce and then Smart Hulk. And he has a son at the end of that too. For it was the son's name is like Scar or something.
I think I've seen like a clip of that. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know who he fucks,
maybe
but
he'll fight him.
yeah,
Maybe he fucked She Hulk.
that's his cousin.
Hey, you never know.
It's Marvel. I don't think anyway. So yeah, he's going between all these universes trying to find the right Logan. He's not finding it. Eventually, he finds the Logan that is in the movie in this bar, and then blah blah blah. They go back to TVA, and they both get pruned, and then sent to the Void, which is just this. In Loki, it's like a different area, but where they are is like a desert of like 20th Century Fox like desert thing. And then this is when the first, well, I don't, it's not really the first fight, but it's the first time they fight. And I think some of the fight scenes weren't as intense as I thought they were gonna be. Like when they, like when Logan and when like Deadpool and Wolverine were fighting, the two times they do aren't as intense as I was hoping for. They're not terrible. I just thought they would be more intense.
Yeah, they were. I enjoyed them. I thought they were cool, and the second one was more funnier than obviously. It was just funnier watching them fight the second time, but the first time it was actually pretty cool to see them fight for just to see them on screen together, you know, correctly. It was just pretty cool. It's like No Way Home. I mean, this movie's like No Way Home in a way. Um, their version. So it was pretty cool to see the first fight. They go at it for a bit, and yeah, I mean the movie's fucking gory as hell. So I mean it's not that gory, but it's bloody, and it's cool to see Wolverine in R rated form. And I hope they keep a lot of these movies R rated form, at least for characters like him. Blade, I think, was confirmed to be rated R now. Um, but yeah, the first fight was dope. Then also get our first cameo during this fight.
Oh yeah, when Johnny comes out, he's all they finish fighting, and then yeah, he comes down. And at first, he thinks it's Captain America, but then he says whatever the fuck is flame on or whatever.
Flame on!
So yeah, Chris Evans comes out and he's playing Johnny.
Say it right, Johnny Storm.
And then they get no. This is then he kills the fucking one guy,
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth.
Another cameo. Sabretooth from the original, um, not X Men Origins Wolverine Sabretooth, but
I think it's
Sabretooth from the
first
original
X
X
Men.
Men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that flame dude's also camoing, camoing. We get a cameo.
Pyro, yeah, from X
Pyro.
Men 2. Yeah. That was pretty dope to see him back. I mean, not the best character to cameo, but from that universe, but it was still pretty cool to see.
But they get captured, then they get taken to a massive Ant-Man corpse, I guess. I guess a variant of Ant-Man had died, and then they're using it as their fortress, which is also in the trailer. You could see that in the trailer if you want. At least the body, not like the fortress itself. But then we meet the villain of the film, or one of them. I guess there's like two, kind of. She's the main villain.
Yeah.
Her name is Cassandra Nova. She is Xavier's sister, which I
Hmm.
didn't know she even existed until this movie.
Same.
But yeah.
She was
Ne-
pretty dope. I didn't mind her. What, bitch?
The way you said that was so funny. She was dope. I didn't mind her. And then nothing. You just said
No, I
nothing
thought she
else.
was. I mean, she's pretty cool. She kind of. I think she kind of did like she did more crazier shit than Charles Xavier would have did. I mean, she kind of reminded me of Doctor Strange a little bit with the shit she was doing. You know, fingering everybody's heads or
Hmm.
throwing them around like with the Force,
I
with
have
her
another
mind or
fact.
whatever.
I have another fact. The villain originally for this movie was supposed to be Mephisto. I think that's how you say it.
Mephisto.
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be
Think
that guy, which is essentially like the devil of the Marvel universe.
that would have been cool, but I enjoyed Cassandra a little bit.
There was a reason they didn't. They did Cassandra instead. I don't remember. So Mephisto will be eventually. So he's in talks of happening and other things. Maybe in the next Deadpool. This is also when Johnny dies. Spoiler. I mean, we're past that, but which is also one of the end credit scenes. So make sure you guys stay for the end credit scenes. There's two, but it's really only one. One of them is that
Yeah, well,
fucking montage.
that made me sad, but we'll get into that later.
But yeah, the second end credit scene rolls back into this moment we're gonna go over here. So yeah, Cassandra comes out. Also, Juggernaut's there. Not the X-Men original actor Juggernaut, but it's pretty much that same Juggernaut look from X-Men
Or the
3.
Deadpool one, not or the Deadpool two
Oh yeah,
one. Because
I think that
Juggernaut's in
died.
that one too.
I think that Juggernaut died.
Oh, he gets out of the pool at the end when they're walking away. I just watched it for the first time.
Hmm.
I don't know why he didn't come back, but I guess yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, he's alive.
Well, but yeah, the Juggernaut's there. He's also a big part of the film, kind of, in a way. His helmet, at least. But we're coming
Yeah,
back to that. So yeah, so they get to the Ant-Man fortress, and Wolverine, Deadpool, and Johnny are all in this cage. They get captured by the Mad Max crew of people that come through. Oh yeah, by the way, Sabretooth gets killed by Wolverine like instantly. They just cuts his head off.
that shit was funny.
They made it seem like there's
Uh,
gonna be this big fight and then just instantly kills him.
yeah, I think it's kind of. I think it was like kind of like a knock, or not a knock, but like a dig at their fight in the original X Men. Kind of just weren't really trying to kill each other. So I thought it was pretty funny. Like he kills him in this one.
So yeah, they get to the fortress, the Ant-Man fortress, and they get out of the cage, and then Deadpool and Cassandra are talking, and Deadpool's just basically just talking shit to Cassandra, but he's saying all these things that Johnny is saying, but Johnny's like, I didn't say any of this, and then eventually he kills. It's probably one of the more gnarly deaths in the movie. She just rips his skin off, and
Yeah,
then
like
he
a
just
fucking Mortal
crumbles.
Kombat. It was like a Mortal Kombat fatality. It was fucking crazy. It was funny too. But yeah, she just fucking completely rips his skin off. And then his bones shatter.
And then that's Johnny dead.
And our first introduction of what powers she has and what she could do with them.
Hmm.
So that was a little not scary, but just how easy she could fucking do something like that. It was fucking nuts. But yeah, continue.
And then we're gonna try to get through this a little fast. We're like almost halfway through the film. I wanted to go every little detail ever, but You need to, the listeners, you need to know these things so you understand the film.
Right. Mm.
So yeah, Cassandra keeps talking, eventually gets into I think really it was Deadpool's head. Blah blah. Oh, she throws Wolverine into the ground,
Right, that shit was pretty cool.
and then she goes into Deadpool's head. She's all like talking shit through his memories, but then he's like, she didn't say that. And then they try killing her. Wolverine stabs her in the back, doesn't kill her. I don't know how she survives. I don't know what her lore is for not being able to die, but
Apparently, everybody can fucking regenerate in this movie. Oh,
except one. We'll get to the one
yes.
guy that can't. It's coming up. But yeah, they can't kill her, and then eventually, I forget what they call the fucking big mist dog thing, but it's from Loki as well.
All Wraith or something like that. It was like it's supposed to. It's almost something like Goliath. Goliath. I think it was Goliath.
It might. That's probably what it is. But yeah,
Yeah, I
the big
remember.
wolf
It's
thing, which another reason why this has happened before Loki, because in Loki they figure out that that's not even like real, essentially. But it's that dog thing is basically protecting the Kang variant, so that no one can get to him. That's at least that's the Loki
right.
show. But yeah, the dog
Right.
thing it eats people apparently, but it doesn't really do anything. But they get away. They hop onto like a robot foot or something and launch away.
Yeah, I couldn't
Deadpool and
figure out what that
Wolverine.
was.
It was just some random foot. So yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. They jump on it and they launch away. And we're skip ahead a little bit because the next scene doesn't really matter too much to our review. But they go to a gas station and then yeah, Wolverine actually Logan starts drinking like fucking isopropyl alcohol or something, which I don't know if that's safe to drink, but he just drinks it.
Yeah, I don't think so. But that
But
shit
it
was
doesn't.
funny as fuck.
I mean, he can't like. It's not like he can die from it.
No.
But yeah,
But it's
eventually,
funny because he's like, I smell food, and it's alcohol that he smells.
they're like walking, and then this is when the dog comes in, dog pool. Forget Peggy something is the other name they say, but dog pool runs up, and then nice pool also runs up, which is just a Canadian, really fucking stereotypical Canadian Deadpool essentially. It's just Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds with long hair, and then we'll come back to the nice pool towards the end because he's the one Deadpool apparently that just can't regenerate.
Right.
So yeah, they're moving on, moving on. Eventually, they get Nice Pool's car. He gives them, and then they start roasting this Honda or I think it was whatever.
Yeah,
It's like
the Honda Odyssey.
the Honda Odyssey. They start roasting the shit out of this car. But then they get in it. They're driving and driving, and then they're talking. And then Deadpool, his plan, he kind of slips a little bit in his words, and he says, "What is it?" He says basically the
If the TVA can help.
if the TVA can help, and then they stop, and then this is when he says it was a wishful. What was it? But it was like
It was a,
it was a
it was
wish,
a educated wish.
educated wish. Yes, and and this is when they start fighting again in the car. The whole fight is in the Honda Odyssey, and they fight. A lot of getting stabbed in the cock, at least for Deadpool.
Yeah.
But
Cock ass.
cock ass, and yeah, the fight ends, and then this is when we see X-23's feet, which when you first see it, you don't know whose feet it are, but it was X-23 or Laura, I believe her actual name is.
Yeah.
Uh, from Logan. If you don't know, X-23 is the little girl from Logan, who is now in this world. I don't know if it's the Logan variant, but a variant of her is here. And this is also when we meet Elektra from that old ass movie, which
Daredevil, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the Elektra. I've seen her. I saw her in that Daredevil film. I don't know if she had her own movie, but she does apparently.
Yeah.
And this is also when we're into Blade, and we
Yeah, the
also
cameos were insane in this scene.
A lot of cameos.
Yeah.
And then we
These
run
these
it.
cameos were great.
They were pretty solid. Then you also meet Gambit, which is not the Gambit from X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's a different Gambit.
Yeah,
But
this is the Channing Tatum gamut that never got past the script. He got cast as Gambit and it just never happened. So it was actually pretty cool to see. I think he actually became I think he became my favorite out of the cameos. Just to see him in live action was pretty cool. It was hard not to laugh at his accent, but he's got a Cajun accent. But it was really cool to see everybody in costume and like their cartoon or comic style costumes, and um, honestly would like to see a Gambit movie in the future with him, to be honest. But yeah, he's the next cameo that appears because this is the whole thing was them taking digs at Fox and you know their own movies, not either just universes just dying out. It's kind of a whole movie is like a real dig at Fox and Disney.
and then this is where so yeah, they get captured. All these people they show up, and then X-23 comes out, and this is essentially when they come up with the plan that they want to. Well, Deadpool brings up the idea of getting Magneto's helmet. Then they say, well, he's dead, and she destroyed the helmet, which I love. Every time something like surprising would happen, he would just yell, "Fuck!" That's probably one of my
Yeah,
favorite parts. Like they had this big thing that's about to happen, and then it just completely crumbles, and they just yell, "Fuck!"
yeah.
But
There's a
yeah,
lot of f bombs. It was funny as fuck.
very. And this is also a Disney movie. Disney let this
Yeah,
movie get made.
yeah. Which I am glad that it was cool to see. It was cool to see Wolverine and Deadpool go back and forth with like "fuck you" and you know all that stuff. It was pretty cool.
I guess another Disney thing that happens in the beginning is when the TVA first come to his house, when he's having his little surprise party, and they like pull their sticks out to prune him or whatever they were gonna do, and then he shuts the door. And he's like, "Hey, pegging's not new for me, but it is for Disney. It's great."
Yeah, there's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of those dicks in the movie about Disney, and it's just funny as fuck because I think technically this is their first. I think this is technically their first R-rated movie. Uh,
At least for the cinematic
so
universe.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they kind of done R-rated with the shows, sorta, but not to this extent. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, the just getting into like these cameos was pretty awesome. To see them all on screen and um yeah, and then them coming up with the plan to try and get back home to their to I believe he's trying to I don't know if he was trying to get them home as well, but I think they just wanted to kill Cassandra um at that point. But obviously Deadpool and Wolverine are trying to get home.
But yeah, they come up since Magneto's helmet is gone. They decide they're gonna take Juggernaut's helmet and then use it against her so she can't fuck with them. So they team up. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit. There's some other stuff that happens, but just go watch the movie. But they head back to the Ant-Man fortress. They start fighting all of the fellas. Uh, and then eventually they get Juggernaut's helmet. You don't see Juggernaut die off screen, but you see his X-23 does cut his feet off
And then
at
his head.
the and then yeah, you don't see that part though.
No.
And then yeah, the Deadpool and Wolverine they head into the fortress up to Cassandra. Deadpool gets absolutely fucking owned, just slammed into the ground, and then she gets into Wolverine's head, which ended up being a trick against her, so they could put the helmet on her. And then the pyro guy comes through. He shoots her in the chest to, I guess, kind of like go against her. She's not. They're not like teaming up with pyro or anything. And then eventually they take the helmet off her. She promises not to kill him. She has one of the Doctor Strange ring things. She just knows how to use it. Apparently, opens the portal, and then they get sent back to Deadpool's timeline. And what else? What happens there? Because obviously the big fight happens soon.
Right.
They go through the portal, and then I think they head straight to the TVA guy at the time, whatever that device was called, the killer or something.
I think
Because
it's the time splitter or time.
it's a machine
Forget what
that's
he
gonna
called it.
end his world instantly, essentially. But then Cassandra comes through and essentially takes control of this machine. And to hold back Wolverine and Deadpool, they send and this team of Deadpools was uh, being foreshadowed in the when they were first talking to Nicepool. He was saying, "Hey, you don't want to mess with the Deadpool alliance or whatever." And then eventually, that's who comes through the portal. Is this just horde of Deadpools, uh, being led by Lady Deadpool, essentially. Which I was hoping we were gonna see her face because people were saying it was Blake Lively, but I don't think it was.
It was. We stayed for the when we seen the credits. It was her.
Oh, it
But yeah, I was
was.
hoping that. Yeah, yeah. I was hoping. I was hoping that she would reveal her face, but yeah, it was her.
But guys, if you don't know who Blake Lively is, it's Ryan Reynolds' wife, who they
And he
also played.
had like 5 kids.
They have a bunch of kids. Yeah, irrelevant. But they also were co-stars in Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I wonder if that's where they met.
I think it was. But yeah. So they start fighting all these Deadpool's. They don't fight them yet. Okay, so these Deadpool's show up, and then uh, the dog shows up, and the Nice Pool comes through again, and then that's when all the Deadpools come through. But basically, Nice Pool gets completely just laser beamed by all these Deadpools, and then the actual our Deadpool is like, "Hey, when did your regeneration start?" And he just spits out all this blood. He's like, "Regenerate?" This Deadpool doesn't. He's the only one in who doesn't regenerate. And then
Yeah, he basically used them for cover.
yeah, he was a body shield.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take you over to that fucking hot dog cart or whatever and use the med kit or whatever." And then he's just using him to get shot more, and then eventually gets his head blown off. So rip Nice Pool.
Shit was funny as fuck.
So Nice Pool dies,
But
and then
yeah, I was just thinking about what he said before that when he was talking about like the proposal and shit. Because Ryan Reynolds was in that movie. Nah, I just thought that shit was funny.
oh yeah, he's like, I
For
can
the
do
for the
what was it like? I can break the fourth wall or something, and then he looks at the
I
camera
could break the fourth wall.
and
That
he
shit was
says,
funny. He's like the proposal.
they do that a
He's like, you
lot in
think
this
that's what?
movie.
Yeah, they talk to the camera a lot.
Oh, another thing, the fucking when a Deadpool first gets his new suit and he's all telling him, "Hey, you can be part of the Avengers now or whatever." And then he starts getting hyped and he like looks at the camera and he's like, "Come over here." And he looks at it and said, "Hey Fox, I'm joining Disney. Fuck you." And headbutts the camera.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
This
That was a good part.
if you're a fan of Fox, don't watch this because they shit on Fox the whole time.
Yeah, they do. Just for
But
fuck. I mean, just for fucking up the movies, really. But yeah, that
yeah,
part was funny.
then they start. Oh yeah, then Cassandra launches them through that building, and then Wolverine. They come through that. They come out of the building, and then Wolverine pulls down his mask, and then he's fully in
That was
the
fucking
Wolverine
sick.
suit. He has the OG
That was
yellow
sick.
suit with the mask, and then they start fucking all these Deadpool's up.
Wait, what did he say though? What did he say when he put on the mask? 'Cause he said like took 10 years or something. He said something. I can't remember what he said. So it was something funny, like another dig at Fox, but
There,
it took like
forget what he says when he put the mask on, but at one point they said, uh, "Oh yeah, it's when he got knocked out in the bar when he first found that Wolverine." He's looking at him and said, "Oh, nice little PJs you got on there. Only took 20 fucking years."
yeah, that's what it was, yeah. But he did say something about the mask, I think too. I can't remember. So much shit happened in this movie.
But then they start fucking all these Deadpools up. I think this is the last fight. Was this, and then no
Yeah.
more after that. But yeah, they fuck up all these Deadpools, and then they get to the end, and then all of them stand up because obviously they can regenerate. And they don't fight again. They just head to the machine, and
Oh,
then
Pete comes to
oh
save
yeah,
them.
that's what it is. Pete comes, and every Deadpool has a Peter. And this
Pete Pool. Just so everybody's aware, if you've
uh,
seen Deadpool 2, yeah, he's the regular. He's a Deadpool fan.
the dude that didn't have any
Um,
powers had the mustache.
yeah,
He comes
and
and and then all the Deadpools just head over to him, and they start just fucking praising this guy.
it's funny as fuck. I was just like, what? It was funny. I think my favorite, not my favorite. I think my favorite out of all those Deadpools is Nice Pool. Kid Pool is fucking funny
Oh yeah,
with
the
the
little
small parts, the little fucker, and then the baby. The baby was fucking like, and then he's like, "I'm gonna." What do you say? Fuck you, mother. He said when he's gonna kill him or something like that. He's like, "Fuck that baby." He says something like that.
And the kid is all like, "If I wanted your opinion, I don't know. I'll if I when I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's cock out of your mouth." Or that little
Yeah,
kid.
that shit was great.
But then they head into the TVA substation or whatever, and to stop Cassandra, and then they basically learn that to stop the machine, you have to go down and basically destroy the power source. But whoever does it's gonna die. They're gonna get turned to atoms. Which at first they didn't think is a problem, but since they get turned to atoms, they would die. But
It
don't
would
worry.
die. Yeah.
So they head down. They bait that Wolverine's gonna be the one that does it, and then Deadpool comes through and just hits him in the head, and then he ends up being the one to at least start it. And but Wolverine
But we
smashes
didn't
his
even we
door.
didn't really talk about why Wolverine wanted to do it. Basically,
Oh yeah.
his world is pretty much fucked like Deadpool's. I mean, not really. I mean, he let the X-Men die in his universe. They got raided when he was gone to go get drunk at the bar. So he lost all motivation after that of being a hero. Um, yeah, so the X-Men all died in his universe. So that's why it was his way of just, trying to be a hero again and sacrifice himself to save Deadpool's universe. Then that's when, they bait him into thinking that it's going to be Wolverine that does it, and then Deadpool pretty much I think he punches him a few times and throws him back in, and then he starts taunting him through the glass.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was funny as fuck.
But
And
yeah, that Deadpool heads over to the power thing, breaks it, starts pulling one of the sides. Can't reach it fully, but Wolverine is smashing that door the entire time, and then eventually breaks through. They make this long. They just connect, and then Wolverine smashes his claws through the other side, and then they end the machine. Cassandra dies, and they bait that both of them are dead, but then obviously they're not gonna die. Then
it was a connection that they made during they basically said the paradox said if only one person, or if one of you does it, you'll die for real. But they both did it and made a connection through, what they seen in each other's heads and what Cassandra went through in their heads, and they started going through all their memories, and they connected um, with their minds is pretty much, and then that caused them not to die because it was two mutants that can regenerate and not just one, so it balanced out for them.
basically the TVA show up. They're like, "Hey, you wouldn't know anything about this machine, would you?" He's like, "Nah, these two dudes, my friends, they gave their lives." And then they come out, and then he's just in the background, and then he's like, "Fuck!" Because obviously he thought they were dead, and then they weren't gonna be able to do anything. But yeah, then the paradox guy gets caught for doing that shit off the books because he's not supposed
Right.
to. And then that's pretty much the end of the movie. And then there's some stuff after.
I actually missed the ending because I had to take a massive piss. It sucked. that fucking end. I mean, that wasn't way. I didn't want the movie to end, but I was like, God damn it! I missed. I got back when they were back in the apartment, um, with everybody. I didn't even see. I seen Wolverine sitting there, but I didn't know why he was sitting there, why the TVA would let him sit there. Because technically, he's not supposed to be in that universe. So that's why I was wondering why he was still there. I missed that part.
I don't think they really say anything about it, other than yeah, you're not supposed to be here, but blah blah. Then I think they just let him stay there, pretty much. Then they go outside, they talk on this bench, and then Deadpool basically just brings him back to the apartment to talk to Big Al, and the dog shows up again. I guess he would just keep the dog, and then yeah, it's pretty much just the end sequence. Oh yeah, all the Elektra, X-23, all them I think also get brought to that universe as well. At least X-23, Gambit and Elektra and Blade weren't at the table at the end. At least you didn't see them, but X-23 was there.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming all of
I
them were
thought
there. They just didn't.
I actually thought they died. Um, but then I kind of remember that they didn't. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was Disney's way of bringing Fox into the MCU. I thought it was kind of creative. Um, I mean, it still doesn't I guess it would make sense after Loki season 2, but it just, with the TVA and Loki season 1, it was there, they were trying to stop the variants from jumping different timelines. So I guess it'll make sense later if, whenever they continue that or don't.
But yeah, that's
But
pretty much that's the movie.
the montage was cool. The montage was all the Fox superhero movies that they did.
Hmm.
It was pretty sad to see, but it was cool as well. But it went through all the X-Men, the the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck, Elektra, Blade, and they even showed Fantastic Four, and then they showed the shitty one. For like I think they showed like one glimpse or two.
Like two or three shots.
They showed Michael B. Jordan's Johnny Storm, and then um
They showed the thing a little bit, and then they
the
showed
thing.
a little bit of the Reed Richards guy.
Yeah, it was just it was cool to see a lot of BTS though. It was a lot of BTS scenes. It was cool to see just a lot of like behind the scenes footage from most of the movies, mainly the X-Men.
But if you sit through the entire credits, you get to there's no like after credit scenes that are promoting the next movie. This is not what none of these after credits are. They're all for this movie, nothing else. It's not showing anything else. They're not like other Marvel films where they're setting something up for the next movie. This one, that's not at all what this is. So I hope he didn't go into this hoping for that. But then the next after credit scene starts, and it's basically Deadpool is in the TVA building, and he's all like, "I'm sick of fucking people thinking that I'm the reason Johnny died." And then he cuts back to when they're in the cage, and it's just Johnny Storm just going off on Cassandra. He's like, "I would fuck the husk of her body," or and all this stuff. And it's just basically all the stuff that Deadpool said in that speech to Cassandra. They say they're playing back exactly the way Johnny said it, and it's
Because
amazing.
Wolverine was blaming him the whole movie for his death,
Hmm.
and that was the proof that he's like, I'm gonna get the proof, and that was his proof of Johnny saying all that. I thought that was funny as hell. We were busting up. Everybody was kind of busting up, but he's like, he really did say that. What did he say? I got you, fucker, or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, at the end. But overall, I mean, I'd say it's an 8 out of 10 for me. I think I honestly still like Deadpool one more, but the cameos in this were cool. Um, I mean, I thought the story in this one was decent. I think it's a bit overhyped. Um, what people were talking about, the lead up to it, and things like that. I think they spoiled quite a bit in the trailers as far as like some cameos, but I'd say say overall, I think they try to push the cameos and fight scenes a bit too much in this one. I think they try to rely on it a little too much. Is what I'm trying to say. I didn't mind it. I thought it was really dope to see all these other characters on the screen. You know, especially in the end scene. But then them just walking in, you know, Electra Blade, Gambit. Um, it was just pretty cool to see a different version of their universe, you know, from back in the day. So I was hoping we would have got a glimpse of the X-Men from the Logan's timeline in the movie, but that would have been cool, but or at least, you know, a glimpse of what's to come, you know. They also showed something from the future as well. We didn't even talk about that door holding
I got Thor holding
the
him.
door holding Deadpool and Deadpool having dreams of that scene. Um Pretty much the rest of the movie. He's like, Thor. Or he kept saying Thor, you know, Thor this, Thor that. He's
Why
like, why
was
was
Thor
Thor
crying?
why was Thor crying? Because Thor was crying and holding Deadpool. So kind of hopefully that's gonna happen.
Potential
I
setup.
think it would be yeah, it's a potential setup. I think it would be pretty funny to see both of them interact. Um Honestly it's gonna be dope to see Deadpool interact with any other I want to see him interact with Spider-Man and you know if they can make it happen considering he's R-rated, but I'm sure I'm sure they'll think of something, but um a lot of other mentions though. I mean, I'm kind of off base now, but they mentioned like the Punisher, Magneto and stuff like
Hmm.
that and you know that they were dead and they're like which Punisher, you know.
It's
So
like
he's like
five of
I
them.
think
Yeah.
there's like 5 of them. So yeah, it was pretty I think overall for me it was 8 out of 10. Um Not tired of the TVA stuff, I don't think. I think it's just more of I think it was just their way of getting Fox characters into the MCU now. It's more the practical way anyway, you know. Um all the Fox universes were ending. So I think it was you know, this is just their way of trying to bring it in. The TVAs is probably the best way to do it. But
And I don't think there's
multiverse
going to
saga,
be. I don't think there's going to be that much TVA stuff anymore, because that was kind of a Kang thing.
yeah. So
That's
that's done. So yeah, the multiverse isn't I don't think it's ending anytime I think it's ending with Secret Wars. And hopefully we'll get into the X-Men saga, the mutant saga supposedly it's being rumored as, I think that would be pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. 8 out of 10. Mm, oh, the one before we hop off, the one thing I hated was I didn't even get over what I hated the most was Wade's and Vanessa's relationship just kind of just went to shit. I was like,
hmm
what the fuck happened? It was kind of dog shit. Like, it was just terrible writing. Like, he goes to save her. Spoilers for Deadpool 2. He goes back in time to save her, and then they just break up. It doesn't even make sense. And I was like, what the fuck happened? Like,
Oh yeah,
they were
there's
in
nothing.
love.
The very beginning, there was the first little cameo was Happy Hogan. It
Oh,
was like
right.
because Deadpool tries joining the Avengers.
See, this is a thing. This is another thing that I don't think Iron Man is dead yet.
Not
So
in
that I
his
think that's an
universe, apparently,
oh, right.
because
Because that was his universe.
they're on like Earth 10,000 something, and
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
the dead one is 616.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Then yeah, that was the movie, ladies and gentlemen. Very bloody,
Solid movie. Solid movie. Very bloody.
a lot of blood, a lot
A
of
lot of
jokes.
a lot of jokes, a lot of f bombs.
They were good jokes, not like the Thor film. If you didn't like the Thor film for the humor, it's nothing like that. See the difference there? That was like forced upon you. Deadpool, you're kind of expecting it, and it also all of it is good. Not that I have an issue
Yeah,
with the fourth Thor movie. I'm just saying it's not like that kind of comedy.
they did it better in Ragnarok.
But I think the next movie we're gonna be reviewing is The Crow. That's in a couple weeks,
Right.
and I think like October, not October, August 23rd. I think it was when it drops. That's the next movie I'm
Something
gonna
like that.
watch at least.
Yeah, I
So
think. I mean, I kind of want to watch it in theaters, but I might wait to at least for a copy. But I definitely want
they
to see it.
dropped a scene from that movie on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen that. It look.
Like,
I mean, I didn't mind it. I thought it looked pretty dope. He's just in a car shooting fools.
but we're not gonna talk
Kind of
about
like
The Crow
no.
because
Next time when we do the
I
review.
when we review it, we'll go into it because some of you motherfuckers that think the original Crow movie still holds up got some fucking issues. That's all I'm saying. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the review for Deadpool Wolverine. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Koolme gave it an 8 out of 10. It is a solid film. I'd say Deadpool 2 is whatever. Deadpool 1 is a really good origin movie. So when you go to this, I might even say Deadpool 1 is better as well.
I think for me, it's I think it's the better film. I think they rely too much on the cameos in this one, and the star power to bring everybody, ooh over the story. Which the story isn't bad. It's just not what I thought it would be. It's a good movie. It's not like it's not a good movie. It's just over I think it's a little overhyped.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 51 of the Badmouth Podcast. We are just getting started. 49 more episodes coming. Like I say, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas will be back in the next one. We're gonna be going over Chimichanga Trip 2.0 in the next episode. So get ready for that.
Hell yeah.
A lot more happened this time around, and well, at least I think we did more at least.
Yeah, it was more organized than last time.
And yeah, if you guys want to see the vlogs, Kumi didn't make 3 vlogs. I made some shorts, but yeah, Kumi did the vlog part of it. So if you guys want to see that, he has all 3 of them up on his YouTube. So go check that out. Nicholas didn't do shit. I did some shorts. I wasn't expecting Nicholas to do anything, but
He
yeah.
took some pictures.
Oh yeah, he has pictures, but he didn't post them anywhere. But if you guys want to see them, I can post them. But that'll be in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. So until then, we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.